I still cannot believe we had to live something like this. I still cannot believe it's my story.
What happened to us? What mistake did we do in life to deserve this kind of thing?
I have anger issues now. I used to be a little angry, now I'm angrier.
We got the order for immediate takeoff, and it was a call for a firefighting mission over the explosion site.
We always had faith that we may find him alive. It was the August 18th. They told us it's his body.
I started hearing fireworks. I started screaming, Peter, Peter, I don't know what's happening at the port.
I thought it was gunshots first because we're used to it. We live in Beirut. I go to the balcony, I see the fire, the fireworks. It was big, it was intense, it wasn't a small one.
My baby started crying and I started crying. I said, I want to leave now. And we left. 5 minutes later, we reached Sassin Square and it exploded. Everything around us was ruined. People screaming, blood everywhere, buildings on the floor.
A voice came and told her to just leave.
I think it was a maternal instinct. And I told him, get me a pregnancy test. He said, what? It's impossible. I told him, you should.
And the following morning we found out she was pregnant. And we got our second boy 2 months ago. I believe that what happened to us is truly an act of some supernatural force, God, name it, whatever you want.
My neighbor didn't make it. She had a 14-year-old and an 8-year-old.
I ran to my terrace, I opened the doors and start looking in the sky, and the apocalyptic blast blew off in my face, literally. I don't know if I fainted or I did not, but I pulled myself from the middle of the house. The sound, do you hear after a blast, it was totally represented in the movies. And my eyes, both my eyes, I couldn't open. So I thought I lost my eyes. 30 minutes later, my left eye opened. I tried to look, I started seeing. I opened my right eye, I discovered that it wasn't working. 2 months later, we discovered that it doesn't work anymore. It will never work. And that was like my first trauma, because I went with my dad, because I couldn't drive back then, and I turned and I see him crying, an 80-year-old guy. So this was like, yeah.
I was going out there from the operations room to the first line to sign the documents, then to the helicopter. The scene from above, it seemed like a total chaos and mass destruction there. You can see clearly the buildings and 4 buildings from the center of the explosion. There was total destruction over a huge area there. I thought that as if I'm in a real battle. I had some reaction because of the fumes, and I went to the hospital. They put some oxygen, and I took medicine for almost a month. I had something like asthma.
When the Lebanese war was happening, my dad worked at the port. He has been working there for 38 years. At first we thought it was next to the house because it was like the sound was very loud. They said it was at the port, and we started calling my dad and we couldn't get to him. We saw that they weren't searching for anybody, and we started urging them to start, please do something. If my father was still alive, if you don't start now, by the time you start, he may be dead. And they would say, no, we're gonna wait for foreign aid to come. I think on the 11th day they found my father's body, but on the 14th day, it was the August 18th, they told us it's his body. I blame everybody who knew about the ammonium nitrate, from the smallest worker to the biggest president. This is a crime that was seen by everybody, by the world. I trust the Lebanese judiciary system. I'm just scared that people will overpower it.
You know, it taught us a lot about what's really important in life, you know, about how we take things for granted.
My friend Christelle Adam, my friend Cyril Canaan, my neighbor Delia Papazian, they all died for nothing. So we need closure. Heads have to roll. We cannot stay like this. We have to have someone accountable for what happened.
My parents, my brother, my friends, they all got hurt because of me, because of my pain. It's really hard to forgive. This is why I wish for the perpetrators, whether they are 1% guilty or 99% guilty, to live the same thing my friends and my parents live through me.
Time does not heal something like that. You just work to achieve justice because it makes you at ease, it sets you at ease. And I'm working to achieve justice for him and for everybody else.